Okay. Welcome everyone to our spring and summer Tulsi care. I hope you will enjoy today our seminar. Lots of information prepared for you, so you can have some basic and more advanced knowledge about Tulsi care for the spring coming and summer, which is much easier than winter and autumn. And you can ask questions anytime you have any question. You don't need to wait until end of our seminar because there are lots of topics, okay? So we're going to talk about many different topics, many different issues we have with Tulsi. Basically, in order to be good in Tulsi care, we need 2-3 years. So that's why we invite devotees, even if someone was already in our previous seminars, because this is our fourth seminar. Still devotees coming, even pujaris coming, because they would like to be better and better. It's not only about refreshing information, because every time we present seminar, it's always something new. It's always something that was born during the last couple of months, and it's quite important for everyone who cares about Tulsi. So I would like to explain as many as I can and see how it goes, because we're so excited. We have lots of babies upstairs who didn't see it. We encourage you to go upstairs and see our greenhouse today. It's lots of babies, hundreds of them, hundreds. One house, one greenhouse, and we have more than Bhaktivedanta Manor because they have 250 as far as I know, and we have in 1 hour greenhouse already 400. So I'm just thinking how to do when she will be bigger, what to do. But we will find solution. All right.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Hare Krishna, everybody.
Hare Krishna. Let me put it on because I cannot hear devotees sending messages. Okay. We will be talking about differences, challenges, spring and summer. We have to divide spring, summer, autumn, and winter, totally different approach. We have practical solutions for you, which is first time presented this seminar. During the seminar, we have devotional care and to strengthen community knowledge and seva spirit, right? We know that Tulsi is not just a plant, it's not ordinary plant. She is actually Tulasi-devī. She is beloved of Krishna. She is eternally worshipped in Vaishnavism, and she is expansion of Radharani. She's also expansion of Lakshmi, wife of Vishnu, and she is worshipped daily in daily puja and offerings in temples and homes globally. During last seminar, I was talking about, because I've done my researches, so we have 8 billion people on this planet, and guess how many worship Tulsi, including temples and homes. You remember? I gave you the number. It's about 800 million people, which is 10% of the global population, and it's growing, which is amazing. So just remember, her leaves and manjaris can be offered only to Krishna and his expansions. right? We cannot offer leaves and manjaris to any other form, even to Radharani, we cannot offer, okay? So just one simple quote, simply by offering tulsi leaves or by bathing with water in which tulsi has been present, person is freed from all sins, even hundreds of sins, as grave as the killing of a brahmana. So she is really, really powerful. But that's why we have to respect her.
The question
Yes.
on expansions, just to clarify which expansions those can be offered to.
Okay, so we can help Prabhu which forms we can offer, which is Krishna, right? Rama, yeah. Who else?
Jagannath
Lord
Baldev.
Chaitanya. Who else?
Jagannath Baldev.
Balaram, Nrsimha, correct? Which we cannot offer to? Radharani, I've already mentioned. Which else? We cannot offer to Shiva. You cannot offer to
Jagannath.
Jagannath. We can. Jagannath is Krishna, right?
Yes.
But not to Subhadra. Yeah. So we offer Shalagram Shila. It's also Krishna. It's Vishnu, actually. So Vishnu depends on the temple and deity, but remember, this must be Krishna or his expansion. Okay?
Nityananda?
Nityananda is Balaram. Yes, we offer because Balaram is also expansion of Krishna. Yes. If you're not sure, go to Vedabase, number 3, and check if you're not sure. It's always good to make sure. So we can find a lot of information about Tulsi in Padma Purana, Skanda Purana. They are the most information then, but not only. There are many Puranas. Hari Bhakti Vilasa, Sanatana Goswami. It's about worshipping our deities. In Bhagavad Gita, you can find Chaitanya Charitamrita, Srila Prabhupada writings, and of course seminars, of course workshops, wherever you are interested, you can find. Very well. Panchatattva. Yes, Panchatattva, it's Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda. Yes, we also offer to Gadadhara is Radharani. Shivasvandi is Narada Muni. We don't offer to Narada Muni. We don't offer to Radharani. Okay, so we offer only to Chaitanya and Nityananda. Okay.
Also to Advaita Prabhu, because Advaita Acharya is Mahavishnu.
Yes, correct. So we have to be careful. That's the advanced knowledge for pujaris, especially for Radha Krishna temples, where is the highest standard. So we have to be careful.
What about Gaur Pramananda?
Gaur Pramananda?
Yeah.
You mean the part of Panchatattva?
Yes.
Panchatattva basically is like a one, but not all of them. They get tulsi leaves. Not all of them. I know Chaitanya Nityananda and Gadadhar, not Gadadhar, because Gadadhar is Radharani. Yes. Yes. So not all of them. Yeah, we need to be careful. Panchatattva is in Mayapur, so they have a experts there. Very good one. All right. Question again? It's here. Question again. Yeah, okay. Okay. Haribol. Come in. Come here. It's still place for you. Here or here. This is one of our pujaris in our greenhouse. Very committed, very humble. All right. Spring characteristic, I would like you to know and remember, because you're also gardeners, that calendar spring starts from 21st of March and it's finished 23rd of June. 23rd of June starts summer, okay? So we have every season is 3 months, right? So that's very important. So now we have early spring. We call it 3 weeks, even 4 weeks. Come on here. It's still place. Zrób miejsce. Połóż na dole, to jest kogoś innego. It's still place here and here. Yeah, put it on the floor. Yeah. Because devotees needs to come here. It's still place. Can you make a space? Thank you. So what is the spring characteristic? First of all, the daylight is about 10-14 hours, okay, but often inconsistent, yeah? Unstable temperature, but warm days, cold nights, and often below 15, which means we cannot take Tulsi outside. We cannot do this. Fluctuation, humidity, stress, risk, if combined with poor airflow, gradual return of growth. So she's growing slowly. You can see the progress. Still partial reliance on indoor protection. So only indoor, especially cold countries, right? Summer characteristics starts from 23rd of June, like I said, and finish 22nd of September. Okay, so that's why we have at the end of September, we have our autumn and winter seminar. It's only 2 times per year. And what is the characteristic of summer? Long daylight hours. Everybody misses now, right? After whole winter, long winter. 14, 16 hours, warm to hot temperature, 24, 35 inside, and even higher, What does it mean for Tulsi? We will be talking about. We cannot put her new windows, but we can put her outside when it's warm. Lower indoor humidity due to heat, leaf stress if air is dry. So that is about humidity now, right? Full active growth phase, possible outdoor exposure with protection. We will be talking about. It's just general description now. How the leaf of Tulsi changes in spring. So this is transition and recovery phase after winter, okay? We need to adjust stress as roots wake more slowly than leaves. Roots wakes more slowly than leaves, okay? Average change, temporary loss of about 5-15 of leaves. So she's still losing leaves, which is very natural. 5 to 15, right? Mainly older or lower or winter weekend leaves. Haribol is placed here for you. Come here. Haribol, Haribol.
I go there.
You go here? Okay. Haribol, we have more devotees. I think you need to bring some more chairs from the other room. Yeah. So signs, yellowing and drop of lower leaves. New shoots appear gradually. Growth may be uneven at first. Yes, you may go, yeah. Risk factors. Everybody thinks it's warmer, so we start giving her more water. Be careful because this is a risk factor. Overwatering, cold soil, sudden increase in light or feeding. We will be talking about this. And now in spring, all significant foliage she lost in winter can fully regenerate in spring if the root system is stable and soil temperature is stable. We have also leaf changes in summer. So we have peak growth and high resilience period, strong leaf production when light, warmth, and watering are balanced. What is the leaf loss is 0 to 5. So this is the season she loses her leaves the least. And dense canopy, new shot, strong aroma. So this is very nice. The best season for her. With good airflow, regular watering and mild feeding, leaf loss should be minimal and growth continues. We have also daylight. So Tulsi benefits from 12 to 14 hours, even in winter. So this is constant, 12 to 14. In our greenhouse, we put the lights on from 6 in the morning till 8 in the evening. So it's 14 hours, constant. Does she need artificial light? Yes, she may still be needed indoors, especially early spring. Yeah, because there are lots of questions. Spring and summer, does she need light or not? She still needs it because there is not about light, but it's about sunlight. Yeah. So the LEDs remain the safest option for indoor support. And remember, when you have lights, it should be from the top, not from side. This is natural. When she's looking for light, it's always going up, like for the sun, naturally. Sun is not on sides. Sun is normally above us, right? So 2030 LED, watts LED panel, it's the best for Tulsi. If growth is thin or leaning, light is still insufficient. Okay. So if new leaves are pale, increase light gradually, not suddenly. So everything for spring should go up, but slowly, gradually, not suddenly. Okay, because in winter she was in dormancy period, she was not growing fast, and now she is waking up. So light should also go up and up slowly. Okay. But she still needs for early spring. What about summer? So the daylight reaches 14, 16 hours at peak season. She receives sufficient natural light near bright windows. Artificial lighting is often unnecessary unless light is obstructed. When we need lightening in the summer, very rarely, but sometimes we put on lights. We turn on the lights when it's cloudy, when it's raining, when the temperature drops down. Okay, we can. Sometimes it's for 1-2 hours, 1-2 hours during the day, or 1-2 days. But still, we have to feel her. We need to understand that she needs this to grow. She's so sensitive. Everything matters. Warmth, lightening, temperature, humidity, everything for her, because she's very, very sensitive. So strong direct midday sun can cause stress indoors. If leaves care or scorch, light is too intense or too close to glass. So be careful when the summer comes. Don't put her at the window. And if you don't have any space or she's at the window, try not allow her to touch the window. Her leaves cannot touch the windows, okay? Because the window can get very hot, and this is stress. She may look nice outside. She still may look okay, but inside she's stressful. You cannot see it, but you need to remember. So you need to be sensitive to understand how sensitive she is and how stressful this could be for her. Okay, so when it's a sharp and strong sun and strong, it's better to get her out of the window. Yeah. If stems stretch despite long days, plant is shaded or crowded. Filtered light or slight reposting often resolves summer light stress. So during the summer, she also can get stressed. You have to be careful, and you have to respond and help her, because she actually depends only on you. Okay? You have her at home, you have to take care of her. Okay? You're responsible for her. So we're talking about temperature instability in spring. So just remember, natural climate for Tulsi is between 20 and 30 centigrade. The ideal is 22. But if she was growing from babies at your home, where it was 20 degrees, she already adjusted. She's already thinks that this is her natural environment, and she still can be fine. By less than 20, she can be stressful. It's all about, because every home is different. Okay, when you take her from greenhouse when we have 24, and you take her now home when it's 20 or less than 20, she can be very stressful that you cannot imagine. Changing environment is stressful for her. Okay, so it's better to grow her at home, and from the beginning she understands the environment, she's trying to adjust. Even when your friend's going to holiday and brings you, or you go to holiday and give them, try to keep the same environment. That means the same temperature, that means the same humidity. If the humidity is drastically different, we talk about 5 spread. If it's more than 5 spread in humidity temperature, then she gets stressful. Okay, so before you take Tulsi to your home, ask your friend what was temperature in your home, humidity in your home. Or if you want to bring your Tulsi to someone, the same questions. Create the same environment. Otherwise, You can be surprised and you will be thinking and asking what happened, I don't know. It's about temperature, it's about humidity, it's about moist, okay? Always. So if it's more than 5 spread, then we have a problem. Yes.
Do you keep the same temperature day and night, or do you have different temperature during night?
Basically, yes, the same time. She can go less, 1-2 degrees, but no more than 5. 5 spread is stress. If you show her that it's night and the temperature is less, for example, you turn off a warming mats, right? So that means she doesn't have this for the night. And she gets used to do it. She gets used to, she understands, okay, it's 1-2 degree less, lower. She will be fine. But if you do 5 up or down, this is stress. For every Tulsi, everywhere on this planet, temple, home, 5 degree, this is my experience. And many other people the same. 5 degree is a problem. Yeah. So, yes.
Like the question, how do you measure temperature? As in, what would you recommend is the best way to?
The temperature, you have the meters. You can buy the meters. We have meters for air temperature and soil temperature. I will show you here. All right. So cold nights below 15, 16 still cold for Tulsi. You cannot keep her below 20, okay? Cold drafts from windows, airing, night ventilations can cause shock, like we talk. She doesn't like drafts, okay? Drafts is killing. Warm days followed by cold night also stress roots, yes? Then sudden increase in heating or direct sun can also destabilize the plant. So it doesn't matter if there is a difference up or down, it's a stress, okay? You need to get sensitive, how she is sensitive for. She's sensitive for sudden dropping up or down, increasing or decreasing temperatures, yeah? If you do this to her, don't be surprised. She will show you with her leaves, wilting, dropping, all kinds of issues. Yeah. Best practice, keep Tulsi in a stable, bright location. Avoid frequent moving, nighttime window airing, and drafty areas. I can also tell you she doesn't like to be moved from one corner to another place in your home, even in the same room. She doesn't like it. She likes stability, like every woman. Stability. Okay? Now we're talking about summer. You can see that 2030 is still the same. She thrives at 20 to 30 centigrades the whole year. It's not only summer and spring, it's the whole year actually, right? But indoor summer temperature may rise above 30, especially near windows. So try not to keep her close to the window because they get hot and the heat is coming to her. Yeah? You cannot imagine. Put your fingers and keep it like this the whole day when it's sun outside. It's terrible. So strong midday sun through glass can overheat leaves and soil, and nighttime cooling from open windows can still create cold air stream. Rapid transition between outdoor heat and indoor cooling stress roots and foliage. So the best practices provide bright but moderate light, good airflow, and avoid placing Tulsi directly in heat traps or strong night drafts. So you may think, okay, I was outside at work. She got so hot. Now I will get her to a cool place. Yeah, it doesn't work like that. Don't think like she's human because we like cool shower when we hot. Tulsi doesn't like spreading temperature. You can move her to cooler place, but not too cool. Yeah? Because there is a problem. Very, very important, humidity. Extremely important. I can tell you this is number one in Tulsi care. Humidity, very often neglected. Stable humidity matters a lot. Fluctuation between dry days and cool, damp nights. Especially in UK, we have not only UK, same as in US, the same as in Aribor. You need to take some chairs. Or come here, come here. Yeah. Ministry of Reporting arrived.
You open
Can you? Oh, yes. I think we need to open because if nobody is there,
Yeah.
you open, and that will be better. Because yes, yeah, open. Just devotees 2 minutes because we have a lot of seminarists today. We need to extend our room now. There are still a lot of chairs at the back, so you just need to open this the white doors. We didn't expect so many guests today. But every time we have seminar, there are more and more people coming, not only online, but more on site. Yeah. Chyba które otwierają. Haribol. Yes, that's it. Perfect.
Very next session.
When we started, there was a lecture. I mean, Mridanga or something. I don't know. So we didn't want to bother because devotees don't come on time. So when I started too, it was still a lot of space. But since 1:30 and yeah, so it's not good to be late because we're talking about very important points. Yeah, but now it's much better. Now much better. Next time we have to book two rooms, not just one. So we're lucky today that nobody is at the back. Sometimes 2 rooms.
I really did my.
Yes. Yes, okay. Can you see the screen from the back? Yeah? Okay. All right, coming back to humidity balance. What can help to create a better balance? It's grouping plants. So if you have 1 tulsi at home, you cannot do anything with this. But if you have 3, 4, 5, that it helps. So the humidity can we can keep on certain level and create a gentle microclimate, which is very, very important for Tulsi. Mystic also can be used occasionally and lightly. Yes, because misting raises the humidity. It's one of the natural way to raise humidity, but it takes only 1 hour and it's gone. And then what? Yes, Mataji.
Say to group it.
Close to each other.
So we connect one or multiple.
No, not in one pot. If you have few pots, keep them together. Not in everyone in every corner, for example. Keep them together. So, yes.
Does this works like if you have 1 tulsi, not the roses, you can keep other plants around it that
No, I don't recommend other plants because there could be a problem with the insects or pests. We don't know from the soil coming out. But I will be talking what we can do naturally. Yes, one of the way is humidifier. Okay, but there are also natural ways because one of our devotees said, I'm not going to buy humidifier. So, okay, so what can I do? There is a way, okay? Natural way. It's not a good one like humidifier, but also works. So humidifiers are usually not essential during the summer, spring and summer, right? They not essential, okay? But we need to check every day, okay? Temperature, humidity, temperature of the soil. That's the most important. Pebble trays can support humidity. Pebble trays. What does it mean? We talked about last seminar about this. You put on pebbles on the trays, water, but not full. So when you put the pot on the pebbles, it doesn't touch the water. So top pebbles should be dry. But because of the humidity, it could be stands like a little, for example, stones, right? You put the water in the saucer, but the pot stands on the stones, and it's natural raising humidity. So you can also do this. Basically, airflow balance is very critical for Tulsi. When we have cool humidity, so the temperature is cold and you do humidity, there is no airflow. So we have steer air. What is this? Fungal risk. Yeah, so when we raise humidity, we have to also raise what?
Airflow.
Airflow, correct. So always combine humidity support with gentle air movement. It doesn't have to be blow. She actually doesn't like blowing. So when you buy a good fan, you have to put this on the lowest level of the blowing. Yeah. She doesn't like wind. She doesn't like blowing. The point is to move the air. That's it. The air needs to be moved. Open window. Winter is 10 minutes sometimes, but spring, summer, open window. The air needs to exchange. Dry air comes, exchanging. Otherwise, you have still the same air, not fresh. Refresh. She needs fresh air. She needs humidity. Remember, in India, the humidity is high, and this is her natural environment. We have dry air here, so we need to create humidity, okay? Humidity is very, very important. So now we have humidity and airflow in summer. Right, so you have here 40 to 60 optimal humidity. What hot dry air does? Stress Tulsi. Good airflow is more important than the moisture. But frequent misting can get you fungus or nuts. So humidity level are generally higher, but hot, dry air indoors can again stress her. Yeah, we have to be prepared for the hot, dry air during the summer. So what to do? Take her out of the window, open windows, humidity, and fan, trying to cool down a little bit, okay? Not 45, not 40, but she can still be good, less than 40. 35, still okay, 36, 37, even 38. But when the night comes and it drops 10, which is bad, because we remember 5 spread, no more than 5. Okay, so when during the day is 38 and during the night it's 28, it's 10. It should be a signal for you that this is stressful for her, even if it's hot. So summer, you have to be still careful. You still have to be sensitive. Humidity, airflow, misting, okay? And now question for you. The misting, the water for misting should be warm or cold?
Summer.
Warm, cold, warm, cold. Yes. Yeah. Should be warm, not hot. Yes, but not cold. She doesn't like cold. Even in the summer, she doesn't like cold. Let's, for example, have the water you put in the spray bottle like 25, 26. It's warm, it's temperature room, it's not hot, but it's warm. She doesn't get fungus, she doesn't get any problem, but it's warm. Not straight away from the tap, cold water, because it's hot outside. It's not the solution. It's not the way. We don't do this to her. Never. Okay. Okay. So good airflow is more important than added moisture. Water trays are usually unnecessary in summer and can increase pest risk. if overused. High humidity without airflow, again, okay, rapidly encourage fungal disease and whiteflies. Always prioritize steady air circulation with the humidity, natural humidity, okay? We have to remember this the whole year. So we have challenges. First is circulation, gentle circulation, not big blow, not drafts, not cold wind, yeah? Evening spring airing, briefly opening windows. We don't have to use fans during the night, but open the window, get fresh air, doesn't have to be for a long time. Fan set on low helps strengthen stems and prevent fungal growth. Yeah. The worst what you can do is to have still air in your room. Still air will kill her. Avoid keeping Tulsi in tight corners or against windows. Why? Airflow. Yeah? Is the good airflow in the corner? Is the good airflow at the wall? No. So, warning signs. How to recognize that something is not right. Musty smell, gray-white patches on leaves, or very soft stems indicate poor air circulation. Yeah? So air is also very important, like temperature, like soil is very, very important. So still air encourages powdery mildew, fungus gnats, and leaf mold. This is what still air does to her. Okay, please remember, don't do still air. So we're talking about now spring and summer setup, how to create the environment for her, especially in cold countries. And you have UK, US, EU, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, Russia, and other cold mild climate countries. So we need to create healthy indoor environment for her. We need to remember about light temperature, humidity, airflow. We need to remember about tools. I will give you simple tricks to support her growth. Organic fertilizers, never chemicals, and repotting. This is the whole knowledge you need to improve to be good every year. Yeah. Here you have the best location, south-facing windowsill, the brightest spot. She needs light. Avoid kitchens where is grease and steam, and bathroom, of course, we don't put her there. Keep away from radiators, heaters, cold drafts from windows, fans, corners or walls we already talked about. Place her on stand or tray, not directly on cold floors on window sills. Yeah? Root is also important. We will be talking about root soon. This is the light management in spring, how to create the best environment for her. So remember 10-14 hours daylight increases in spring, which is good, but intensity remains moderate. So sometimes it's better, sometimes it depends on the sun, because the sun is still not there every day. We have cloudy, raining days, right? So early spring sun is gentle but still inconsistent. So artificial light may still be needed, especially between March and early April. What we do in our greenhouse in the middle of April, all lights off. Yeah, she knows this. Before we do this, we talking to her. We telling her, you can do this without lights. You can be still good. We're preparing her for this. Yeah, there is connection between you and her. We need to tell her. So we turn off the lights and she will not need it unless it's raining, cloudy day, like I said, okay? Very rarely. You may not need it at all during the whole season. So we gradually increase exposure to direct sunlight, but remember, not close to windows. We don't keep her at the full sun placement after winter indoors. This can shock her again. So when it's very hot, it's better to take her inside and away from windows because she can burn. Yeah. We still have LED growth lights 2030 if she needs, if it's cloudy, raining day. And the light should be kept 25 to 40 centimeters above canopy, not too close, because also she can get burned. Pale along longer growth and insufficient light, and sudden leaf yellowing after moving to sun, it's light shock. So she can have a light shock, temperature shock, humidity shock. She have many shocks going through. She may have, doesn't have to be like that. And then we have summer. So the natural daylight reaches 14, 16 hours, right? So she receives sufficient light, especially when she's close to the windows. Direct morning sun is very beneficial because it's not burning her. So it's good to keep her in the morning. But later when you check, okay, today during the day, in UK, the highest point is what time? Did you check the highest point of the day?
3, 4,
2.
2.
Yes. 2 o'clock. It's a different when you go down to Europe. It's 12. It's the highest point. But because UK is on north, it's 12. It's 2. 2, 3 is the hottest point. So if at this time when you're at work and you know today is going to be hot, take her. You protect her. You need to protect her, right? When you have her at home. Because when you come back, she can be totally burned. Okay. Artificial lighting rarely required unless shaded. Very rarely. If you use LEDs, reduce duration to avoid overexposure. Leaf curling or scorch ages means excessive intensity. Dense, compact growth, adequate light balance. And rotate pot occasionally, not daily, because she will be always going to the light. So when you see she's leaning, you need to rotate. It could be every 10 days, for example, but not every day. Yeah. Temperature in spring, natural comfort range again, 20 to 30. Ideal is 20 to 24. This is ideal. If you can create this in your home, that would be great. Night temperature, you can see, is 2 points less, not 5. Doesn't have to be the same. You can still keep it 22, 24. It's still fine. But like I said, if you have babies, for example, and you turn off your warming mats, the temperature can go down 2 grades, which is okay. which is more than 5 grades, then it's stress again for her. So avoid night drops below 20. She doesn't like cold. Spring risk, warm days, and cold nights. This is the risk in spring. Yeah. So when you open in the evening windows, like many people do, to refresh too long, then the temperature can drop 5 again. Stress. Yes. We don't need to remember so many things, but we need to remember 5 things: temperature, humidity, lightning, right? It's not many things. We need to remember what is the risk in spring and what is the risk in summer. Yeah, what is the risk in spring? Warm days, cold nights. This is the risk, right? Roots warm up more slowly than leaves. Soil cold plus watering is root stress. We have another stress, root stress. Yeah? Avoid frequent moving between rooms. Keep temperature swing within 5 centigrade max. This is what I'm talking about. 5 centigrade max. Keep the temperature swings. And stable warmth is more important than high warmth. Stable, stability. She likes stability. Yep. Warning signs: sudden leaf drop after cold nights. She can drop leaves even after 1 night. You get up in the morning and you don't know what happened. Oh, please help me, Ratnavali. I don't know what I did wrong. What was the temperature during the day? What was the temperature during the night? What was humidity? What is the temperature of the soil? Tell me, I can answer you then. Yeah. And you can answer yourself if you check by yourself. You don't need to ask me if you know how to manage. So stable warmth is more important. Wilting despite moist soil, yellowing lower leaves during unstable weather. So be careful. We had a couple of days ago, we had very hot 2 days, right? And in the greenhouse, we had 34, Tuesday and Wednesday. It was Tuesday, Wednesday. And already many leaves, curly, dry, and she's gone. 1 night, 1 day, 1 hot day, she's gone. So she's super, super sensitive. You need to be sensitive if you want to understand her, because she is sensitive. Okay? How this happens in summer? Comfort range is 24-30, and ideal day temperature is 24-30. Okay, so a little bit higher. Spring was 22-24. Here we have 24-30. Okay. Night temperature could be 20-24. You can see still the swing is less than 5 degrees. Yeah. Above 32. So above 32, we need to increase airflow. Okay. When it's above 35, there is a risk of heat stress. Yeah, you need to remember. You will get these materials, so you can come back always to these informations.
The soil temperature throughout the year need to stay between 22 to 28.
Soil temperature should remain, yeah, the whole year.
Use heat mass.
Yes, stability, yeah. If someone has 28 the whole year, that's fine. If someone has 22 the whole year, that's fine. It depends on your environment you create from the beginning. If you create hot, because I know some people, they don't like hot houses, they turn off heating the whole, during the summer even. I don't know why, but so that's okay. If she has 28 at home.
So during the winter, we put heated soil mats underneath to keep the temperature up
During the day.
during the winter time. Yeah.
During the day. Night you turn off. Because she needs to rest. But this is just 2 degrees, probably. No more. Yeah. But when it's hot, you turn off. When it's cold outside, you turn on. Even in spring and summer, when it's cold outside, because sometimes in summer, we have outside 15, 17, it's cold. Have to come back to your coats. Yeah. Because it's cold. So the same, we just help her to stabilize the environment. Yeah? Because it's really stressful. She likes warm. But when we create these swings, she doesn't like it. Yeah. So we don't want to place her on hot surfaces. We don't want night ventilation to create cold drafts. We don't put her, she doesn't like cold. Air movement is essential during warm periods. So when it's hot, spring and summer, she likes airflow, but not blowing airflow. Yeah? Warning signs, if something is not right. It could be leaf curling during pit heat. It could be wilting despite adequate watering. It could be soil drying excessively fast and burn leaf edges near window. That is sign the temperature is not right. Remember, we have 2 types of temperatures, air temperature and soil temperature. The soil temperature is always lower than air temperature, 2-3 grades down. Yeah? Again, not more than 5. Yeah? So humidity control, ideal range is 45-60. This is ideal. If you keep her in 40 and she is fine from the beginning, from baby, that you need to, there is no strict, rule that it must be like that, must be like that. I'm giving you range. It depends how you create. But once you create, you need to keep it like that all the time. Because changing gets stress her. Yeah? So if it's 45 or 40 and she's still fine, then great. But if you create 45, 55, keep it like that. Then you need to keep it like that. Yeah? So dry days, cool, damp nights causes stress. Again, below 40, slower recovery, leaf age drying. And above 65 plus cool air is fungal risk. Yeah. So when you have humidifier, and if it's possible to put in your humidifier warm water, then you have warm mist, warm air for her, not cool air. That will be the best solution. Again, grouping plants create mild protective microclimate. Yes? Light misting only if air is very dry. Avoid misting in cool evenings. Why? Fungal risk. Yes? Pebble trays are useful if heating still running. Yeah? and gentle airflow required to prevent mildew. Stability is more important than raising humidity. What is the warning signs? Crisps, edges, that means too dry. Soft stems plus great white patches, too damp. Fungus gnats, stagnant, moist air. When you have these guys jumping on your soil, you created moist air, stagnant. So you really need a small fan that will help. Yeah? Otherwise, so many problems. So many. And what is in the summer? The humidity must be a little bit higher. Why? Because it's hot outside. Yes.
Not make it too tall.
The fan needs to be on the lowest level, not on the highest. She doesn't like blowing. She doesn't like strong wind.
So you could use that instead of 5.
Now, airflow is different. Humidifier is different. Airflow helps humidity because when you create humidity and you don't have airflow, then what is this? Fungal risk. Yeah, so humidity and airflow needs to be balanced. Yeah.
Would you be able to recommend a gentle fan?
Yeah. So below 45 in hot weather, the leaf is stress. And above 75 plus still air, you get mildew and pests. Everywhere. It doesn't matter if it's greenhouse or home. Humidifiers rarely needed. But it really depends on your microclimate. You need to check every day. Good airflow, more important than added moisture. So in the summer, airflow is more important than humidifiers. Airflow, because it's hot. Yeah? Strong air circulation reduces whiteflies and mildew. If you use strong air circulation because it's so hot, then try not to blow directly on her. It could be a little bit, sometimes you have the fan, you can position the fan up, not on her. It's all about circulation, not blowing on her. Yeah? Because it could be really hot, 35, 40, and then what? She said not good, only low, da da da. You can use strong, but not directly on her. Go up, and this will go air circulation stronger, but she will not get this wind directly. Yeah? So outdoor placement usually balance humidity naturally, but only when it's warm outside and not strong sun. Yeah? Monitor humidity near windows because heat traps reduce moisture. And again, fungal risk. What is the warning signs? Leaf curling in dry heat, powdery residue on leaves, fungal issue, and sticky leaves. Encouraged by still air. So still air is bad. Still air, we don't want still air. So everyone who has actually Tulsi at home needs to have fun. So this is what I was talking about. We're going to present now solutions, temperature solutions, because it's the best time for babies. Now you may have a new one, new babies. That's very important. It's a different approach between 0 and 6 weeks babies and different approach between 6 and 12, because when she gets 12 weeks, that means 3 months, she's considered as a growth Tulsi already, and it's also different approach. So the temperature, I divided by air and soil. You see temperature air is between 20 to 28. Try not to give her less than 22. We keep our babies in greenhouse 24. Yep. So that is my experience. She feels the best in 24. Even if the air temperature is 22 and you put her on warming mats, you can create 24. Because you can put the meter to the soil and see the temperature she is getting. Yeah. Also, we need to avoid sudden daily fluctuations and keep her away from cold windows, glass at night. Temperature of the soil is all about her root. She doesn't like cold feet. Yes. So ideal soil temperature is between 20 to 24, and cold soil below 18 slows root function. Check every day if you have soil meter, what is the temperature of the soil, because this is about her root health. Yes, we don't talk only about her leaves, air, temperature of the air. We take care of her roots as well, because her roots need to be healthy and strong. And summer and spring gives us this good opportunity to get her stronger in the root zone. So cold soil below 18 slow root function. We don't want to place pots directly on stone, marble, or cold floors. Yeah, so if you don't use warming mats, you can use trays or stands. So she's away from Haribol. She's away from cold floors. It's about, again, air circulation from the top and from underneath. Yeah. You can use wooden tray or insulation on the pot. You can use a low sitting heat mat if nights are cold. So again, it's up to you. If you see outside is cold, at home is cold, you can put her warming mat during the summer even, no problem. Yeah, you have to be sensitive. So this is the picture is of our babies. She was 3 weeks here in our greenhouse. And now, again, humidity. Humidity for babies are higher than for mature Tulsi, 55 to 70, okay? Below 40, leaf age curling and dryness, if you create below 40. Above 75 without airflow is fungal risk. Again, low humidity, we can create pebble trade with water, pot base above water level, and group seedlings together, like we already talked, small cool mist humidifier, or keep LED at safe distance to avoid drying effects. Yes, high humidity solutions, gentle airflow, small indirect fan, no stagnant air. Again, remove humidity dome after 7 to 10 days. When we have germination boxes, right, we put domes and we need to remove them. The question is when? 7 to 10 days. When you see she's ready, you open. The best time is to do it when the day is warm. not in cold days. But spring and summer gives you this opportunity. Yes. And we don't mist babies every day. We can mist her around her, but not baby. We mist around her. She's too small to get this. Yeah. 0-6 week is the critical moment. It's up to you if she will survive or not. Okay, so we need to avoid direct radiator heat. Cold drafts from windows or doors, heavy misting, and rapid heating, cooling cycles. Daily stability check. We're checking daily, right? Cool steady around 22-26. This is air temperature. Soil slightly warm. And humidity 55-65. If it's 70, it's still okay. For baby, it's still okay. She needs warm and quite high humid. It's only baby, yeah? And we need to use gentle airflow. Otherwise, we will get fungus, okay? When you have a doom and there is condensation, we have to wipe it inside daily, okay? Inside daily. For baby, consistency is more important than extreme warmth and high humidity. Stability builds root strength. Yep. So now you ask for meters. So what kind of meters we need? We need humidity meters. Yeah, you see in the middle, this humidity shows us 45% and 25.7 centigrade. 45 is good for mature, but not for the baby. Baby should be 55, 65, okay? Then we have soil meter. What soil meter can do? Temperature, moisture, and pH. What is the best pH for Tulsi? She comes from Basil family, so her soil should be a little bit acidic. What is the best pH?
See?
Too low.
Oh, basic. You said basic.
Sorry.
Seven
Six is,
neutral. So down
7 is neutral, correct?
is 7.
Yeah, so it should be between 6 and 7. Some people can tell you 5.5 to 7. I will say less than 5.8 is too acidic. Yeah, that's why we have soil meter and we need to check pH. There are also ways to higher. Yeah, it's for example, garden lime can higher. Yeah. So you have different meters for soil. Soil, sometimes the first one on the left is pH, moist, and temperature in 1. This is what we're using in our greenhouse.
And Krishna says that we are auspicious souls. And this is a movement that is preaching philosophy about, spiritual identity. But still, we still discriminate against women.
But here.
So the point is that
Wait.
that self-identity is
No, ceiling fan are
is
not
something
fun.
that we need to imbibe, recognize, and live it. Implement
Yes,
that philosophy in our
Prabhu,
lives,
if
in
you
our
put
daily
your
lives.
question
And once we
in
do
the
that,
chat, that will be
resolving
better.
conflict becomes very,
Because
very easy. As soon as we begin to think we are these bodies,
where?
or the conflict may not even end
Here?
because we don't seem to recognize that what we are trying to fight and protect is not what we are or not who we are. So, strategy number 2 is I tag this on the spot
Ryan is talking.
broad-minded. On the spot broad-mindedness by
Okay, I mute them because I thought that they asking question and they just forgot to unmute themselves. Okay, anyway. Let's go there. Oops. This is how to make a bubble tray. The picture will show you everything. We put some pebbles, put the water, and put the pot on pebbles, but the water should not be over the pebbles. So the pot doesn't actually touch the water. Otherwise you get fungus. Yeah. It's very easy and very helpful.
Size of the pebbles, Mataji, how big size of this pebble should be?
Small or big. Actually, because you put the water and then you put the pot, so it must be stable. So when you put the water on pebbles, the pot cannot touch the water. So it should be like half-half, something like that. Yeah. High, half, high, half, high. Yeah. Yeah, she cannot, because she has roots coming out of her hole, and the roots cannot be in the water. So that's the point. Yeah. But when you see roots, anyway, you have to report. We will be talking about this. So now we have solutions for 6-12 weeks babies. You can see the ideal range is 20 to 30. Drops to 20 is still tolerated. We need to avoid cold window contacts at night. That's very important. And at this stage, she can handle slightly warmer days, but still dislike cold swings. And what is the temperature of the soil? 20-25. Yep. Root now deeper, but still insensitive to cold. Don't allow pot base to sit on cold surfaces. So we already talked about this, right? Everything is about stability, also about soil. Soil should stay warm and stable. Okay. Now we have humidity. You see, it's not 55-70, it's 50 to 65. So it's lower than for the babies between 0 and 6, right? Below 40, you have mild leaf curve, and above 70, you have, without airflow, you have again mild risk. At this stage, Tulasi begins adapting to normal room humidity. So she's adapting. Adaptation process goes from 0 to 12 weeks. Yes, she's adapting. That's why when you grow her in your home, she's adapting to your environment. Okay? That's why I don't recommend buying Tulsi from shops. because you bring her to another environment and she may not survive. Because for the first 12 weeks, she's adapting to your environment you create for her. And this is unique for her, and she will adapt, she will adjust everything to your environment. That's why she doesn't like to be moved to other houses unless they have better environment than you created. Yes, sometimes devotees bring their Tulsi to us in very bad condition, and we try to fix her, and she gets better, of course. Why? Because they did not create a proper environment at home. Why? Because they have lack of knowledge. Why? Because they don't have time to come to seminars. Okay. So airflow is very important. Gentle continuous airflow is now important. And small fan in the room, not indirect flow. Yeah. Prevent stagnant air. Again, it's repeating, yes.
To see if it starts to grow them. What's the way to see if it starts to grow them from seeds?
Okay, from my experience, you can grow her from spring to the end of summer. Remember, better not to put the seeds in September, because first 3 weeks you going to give her cold months. Yeah, it can be done if you advance, if you know how to create. If you create, she can be, germinated the whole year long. But you need to create environment. If you don't want to take this risk, the safest time is spring and summer, but no later than August. We still have warm in September and even warm in the middle of August, right? So first 6 weeks should be warm outside. So if you grow her the end of August, that means her 6 weeks will be in the middle of October. So she will already get better, but it's not recommended. So you always need to remember the 3 first months that the most important. So in order to be safe, I should say the latest time is July. Yeah? Because then you have 3 months, August and September. And she gets already strong and she can survive winter. Otherwise, she may not. Yeah, if you start February, if you start March, then that's why it's the best time. Yeah, because she gets strong for the first 3 months. Yeah. So this is, you need to remember. We're going to have workshops from March. You are welcome. And I will show you in person how to do it. And you can take her home. Okay. Humidity. So you can use pebble trays, group plants, humidifier is acceptable but not essential if the humidity is above 45. So it's good to have meter so you can check every day. Keep lights a proper height to avoid excessive drying, because the light also can get her dry. Yeah, if you not only burning but also get her dry. If humidity is too high, then you need to increase airflow. Remember, when you increase humidity, you need to increase airflow. This is a rule, right? Space plants slightly apart when the humidity is high, right? Avoid misting and watch for white mildew on leaf surfaces. We need to watch her leaves also underneath. Yep. Not only on the top, but also underneath. because sometimes you cannot see it. And when you see underneath, it's maybe totally different. Yeah. The picture shows you Tulsi between 6 and 12 weeks. So this is our Tulsi also from greenhouse. Important solution. She gets thicker, the central stem gets thicker, wider leaves, active new top growth, no blackening at base, upright posture. Okay. What we need to avoid: large temperature swings, cold nights near windows, over-humid stagnant air. And very important, sudden relocation to very different environment can cause her, you cannot see this, it should be there. Also stress, yeah? It will be in document. So we cannot relocate her at this stage. If you keep her at home, you cannot relocate her to different home because she may not survive. So the first 12 weeks are the most important, right? Three months and up. So 3 months, she's not a baby, she's teenager. So ideal range is 20 to 30. Optimal growth zone is 20 to 28. Night minimum 20-22. Avoid repeated cold nights below 20. Mature Tulsi can handle mild variation by chronic cold, slows metabolism, and encourage root issues. Basically, cold is very bad for roots because the growth slows down. Ideal temperature for soil is 18 to 24, right? Roots now deeper and more stable. Heat mat usually unnecessary unless room drops below 17. Avoid cold floors again. And condensation under pots. Humidity for 3 months and up is 45-60. So you can see this is the optimal humidity for mature. Yes, she's adapting for mature environment and conditions. Below 40, leaf age, drying and stress. Above 70 plus poor airflow, again, fungal risk. At this stage, Tulasi adapts well to normal UK, US, Canada, EU, and other cold countries, indoor humidity if airflow is present. Now airflow is very essential. Gentle continuous air movement, small fan in room, and not direct blowing again. So basically not direct blowing is for everyone, not only babies, but also for mature Tulsi. She doesn't like blow. Our fans don't blow with warm. It's normally cold. She doesn't like cold. But we need to keep airflow. So airflow becomes more important than high humidity once Tulsi matures. Yeah? If you have any questions, ask me. Also, we need to use pebble trace if the humidity is lower than 40. So you're checking daily so you know she needs or not. Yes? Group plants create also microclimate. It's the same if she was a big one or small one. When you group her, it creates good microclimate. Avoid placing near radiators. Why? because dry air. High humidity solution, what to do? Increase ventilation, open windows during warmer parts of the day, not the whole day. Use small circulation fan, space plants to reduce leaf contact. And condensation on leaves or soil surface must be addressed immediately. Try not to, because condensation, if it keeps longer, it gets a fungal risk again. Yeah, we don't want this. That's why we're using clay pots, which breathe, and they dry out much faster. Yeah.
Just how often you repot this as she grows in repot?
You see the roots coming out. Yeah.
Baby, like you see the roots.
Babies and 3 months, you actually repot quite often until she gets mature. Almost every month. Okay, we have a question. I don't know if I can hear you.
Yeah, which soil we should put in the Tulsi Marani?
I cannot hear you. It's better, Mataji, if you put your, where is the chat here? This one, show chat.
Maybe you can unmute them so you can hear.
Yeah, Mataji, please put your question in chat because I cannot hear you properly. Okay. Which soil? Okay, we will be talking about soil very shortly because it's all about humidity now, and about soil and repotting we will be talking in a minute, okay? If you would like to have a break, short break, we can do it. If not, we can continue. It's up to you.
We should have
Yeah.
a little break.
So let's do 5 more minutes. I finish this, and the next topic we can do after break. Okay. All right. So let's finish this. Say again. Okay. Healthy 3 months and more Tulsi looks like. How she looks, how after her look you can recognize if she's healthy or not. Woody central stem, right? Consistent new top growth, balanced branching, leaves flat or gently curve, no mildew or blackening at base. And then she's healthy. If her leaf curl during weather change is a normal adaptation. Her leaf can be slightly curved. She's adapting, right? Avoid sudden relocation from warm to cold environment and vice versa. Strong direct heat bursts from heaters and stagnant humid air. Rapid humidity swings. Again, swings. Remember about swings, right? This is what Mataji asked, and here you go. You ask, you got. We can do a short break, 10 minutes, okay? And we will be talking about everything about repotting, about soil, okay? Perfect. Hare Krishna. We're coming back to our seminar. We're talking about pots now and soil. So we have two types of pots. We have terracotta.
Hare Krishna, everyone. We are going to resume the class. So Mata is starting.
My voice is not well today, so I cannot speak louder. I'm sorry. But when you're quiet, then you will hear me, I hope. And anyway, we're coming back to our subjects. It's about pots now, pot setup, which is important. There was a question about pots and soil. So we have two different pots. One is plastic and one is terracotta clay. Basically, there are advantages and disadvantages of two. Plastic is good for small because it's easier to repot and she doesn't stay there for a long time. This is easier because you can squeeze her, take the whole soil with her and repot. But for the bigger Tulsi, better is to use terracotta and clay because it's breathable, right? She can get dry faster, so the soil doesn't stay, the wet soil doesn't stay longer. So we can avoid fungal risk of roots and stress roots, okay? That's very important. But we need to remember not to put her on the floor, on the cold floors or windows. So this is the most important. Plastic, yes, for small, not for big. Terracotta is very good for the summer and spring, okay? Because she gets dry, we can give her water. You need to remember every time we water, the nutrients in the fresh soil also flush out. Yeah, that's why we need to repot her. And when we repot her quite often, she actually doesn't need much feeding because all nutrients are already in soil. Unless you keep her 1 year and then the soil is almost dead. So every time you repot her, throw out the soil. Of course, after more than 6-7 months, we're talking about mature. If we're talking about the babies, after months, you can still use the same. We actually don't take away, we just put her in the new soil, new pot, and we don't take away the soil that she was already in, right? So this is the potting in spring and summer. We use light, well-aerated soil mix. The base is basically compost and it's 30 to 40%. And we add drainage material, which is perlite, pumice, or vermiculite, coarse sand. We need drainage material because she needs to breathe. Another 30% is coco coir for moisture balance. And coco coir make the whole soil light. Yeah, light. What we can add optionally is a neem cake or small amount of charcoal. Charcoal works like antiseptic material. Okay, not much. We can put 1 handful for small pot, 2 handfuls for big pots. Drainage, always use pots for proper drainage holes. With the proper drainage holes, yeah? So she needs to have a proper drainage holes. Add a thin drainage layer only if soil is slightly dense. So sometimes we put pebbles at the bottom of the pot if the soil is dense. So we avoid blocking the hole of the pot. Yeah, avoid thick gravel layers that trap water. So we need that. But once you see roots coming out, we need to, it's a signal for you to repot her. So again, there is no rule when we should repot her. Small pots will be ready to repot much often than big pots, right? But you need to look at the bottom, at the underneath also, because when you see roots coming out means repotting. About repotting we will be talking soon. Always use pots with proper drainage holes. Avoid thick gravel layers that trap waters, and elevate pots slightly to allow airflow under base. Summer overwatering is common due to frequent watering. We think the summer hot, she needs water, more water than winter. Yes and no. If you use meters, you know even if she really needs water or not, even in hot days. If the soil meter is showing you, right? Depends on the meter, but if there is more than 7, then it's wet. There are very simple meters showing you dry, wet, and the middle is normal, yeah? So basically, we don't water her until she's approaching dry. We don't wait until it's red, but when she's approaching, we can water her, right? And you can also see after leaves, because leaves are wilting, more thinner, you need to water her. But we're trying to avoid overwatering. Okay? So temperature is not a sign, a high temperature in summer is not a sign that we have to water her more. Someone asked for the soil. On the right side, we have seed sowing. So if you put seeds, that's the best compost. You don't need anything else. This is just for the sowing for 0 to 6 weeks, I can say, even 12 weeks. Yep. Then you have number 1 between 3 and 12 months. Then you have number 2, 1 to 2 years. And then you have number 3, mature. It's all about compost. Compost, what's the difference between compost? It's just more mature compost. So more heavier is not good for the seeds, for seedlings. We added cocoa coir, which make it lighter. We added perlite or vermiculite for drainage. We need to add it so she can breathe. So we try not to make the soil dense and compacted. What other ingredients? Neem cake, charcoal. I've already mentioned charcoal. We don't put so much, but charcoal is always very good. Keeps all insects away. This is the drainage layer. We can put at the bottom a little bit pebbles. Okay, so the soil will not block the hole in the pot. Yeah, because the water needs to go through when we water her. before we put pebbles, we can put mesh. It also block in against every aphids, for example, root aphids that you can find. Well, they will not go up when you put mesh. The aphids comes from very moisture soil, from overwatering, basically. It's easy to do it. In India, we're using cow dung. And cow dung can be a main ingredient in India. But you need to remember that in cold, damp climates, we need to mix it with perlite or sand, because it can be too much dense or too much compacted. So we can replace compost with 10-15% with cow dung when we create a mixture. What we're preparing for her is a unique mixture of potting mix. You cannot buy it in any shop because we're creating by ourselves. We do 40% compost, right? We do perlite, vermiculite, we put cocoa coir, we put so many things. She gets all nutrients. Every time we create a new soil, it's a new delivery for her of nutrients. Because every time you water her, all nutrients flush out, go through the soil, go out. So the soil needs to be refreshed. Okay? What we can get from the rich cow dung is nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, and beneficial microbes. But if you don't have it, we don't have it in the city, we have it in the countryside, right? But sometimes you can go to Bhaktivedanta Man, or maybe they can give you a little bit. But don't use it wet, use it dry. Yeah? Because fresh dung is too strong, can burn roots and cause fungal growth. So it's better to do it dry. Another one is root expansion. So you see root expansion, she's ready to be repotted. Yeah? If you don't see the roots, she's not ready. You need to see the roots. That's why the good small pots, the transparent plastic, it's good because you can see the roots, it's ready. So when we repot her, we always take a double size of the pot. Double size of the pot. Yep. Not too big and not a little bigger. Double size. So we have different size of pots. Then we start from 9 centimeters, then we have 12, then we have 15, then we have 20 centimeters, then we have 25, 30, 35, 40, right? So spring is ideal for repotting because roots recover faster in warm soil. When you repot her, don't give her too much water. She needs to get wet. If you give her too much water, she will be sinking. Cannot breathe, she needs to breathe. What is the color of healthy root? Yeah. White. What happens when she has brown or black root? Root rot. What we have to do then? She still has lots of foliage, but she has black root. What to do? Yeah, you can remove a little bit with sterilized scissors, right? Not many of them. Yeah, because she doesn't need the rots. There is no more life there. So we're actually helping her to recover faster. Yeah. What we have to avoid: heavy garden soil, compacted compost. You can create compacted compost by putting too much water. Yeah. Overly peat-dense mix, oversized pots. She's little and you give her big pot. She doesn't need that. Frequent swallow watering. And remember about air and structure. Again, good airflow around pot. Don't overcrowd plants and remove compacted topsoil crust gently. When you repot her and give her fresh soil, don't give her full, put the soil with the almost full, so there is no space even for the water. What we do 2/3 or 3/4 of the pot. Why? Because when she is mature, and we're not talking about babies now, we're talking about 3 months and more, you can put more fresh compost on the topsoil. You don't have to repot her again. She will take the nutrients from the water, with the water, when you water her. Yeah? That's why when you repot her, she needs to be she needs to have a space for putting more. How often we should put the fresh compost? How often do you think? Once a month. Once a month. This information is not here. All right?
Now, how much do you have to put little?
Yeah, just 1-2 centimeters. Yeah. Not a little, just 2 handfuls. Depends on the size of the pot. Yeah.
Would you then is there at any point with you, if the pot is now big enough, and would you take out all the old soil and put new soil?
When she goes out, when the root's going out, you need to repot her. When she's repotted already 1 month, for example, her roots are still okay. Don't need to repot after 1 month.
Maybe she's mature already, so let's say 1 year, 2 years in months.
No. We don't wait 2 years. Because the soil is dead.
Yeah.
After 7 months. So you need to repot her. But during this 7-8 months, depends on the pot. If she's really big, you can wait 1 year. But if she is middle size, 6 months, you need to repot her. Okay? But during the 6 months, you give her every month more compost. So she has always fresh delivery of nutrients. And then when you do this, you don't need to feed her often. Yeah? We're talking about feeding now. When to start feeding, basically? When she grows, when the new growth appears. We're talking about mature now, okay? We don't feed babies, okay? We don't feed babies. Babies we consider between 0 and 12 weeks. Some of different sources saying that you can feed her after 3 weeks. I will never ever do it. Or 6 weeks, I will never ever do it. Because she has already fresh soil. She already has lots of nutrients there, okay? So makes no sense. But after 3 months, during this 3 months, we already repot her twice, for example, because she was in very little doom. Yeah, germination box. You repot her after 2-3 weeks or months. She's already in kindergarten. She has new soil already, right? And after another month, you put her in small and another new soil, right? No need for additional feeding. But after 3 months, she's already in big pot. We can start feeding, but very slowly and very lightly. Okay, and not every week, but 2-3 weeks. And only organic. Okay, we're talking about very important. And we can only feed healthy plants. We don't feed her when she's weak, when she's stressful, because we may think, oh, she's so weak, I need to give her nutrients now. No, she needs to get better first before you give her any feed. Okay? We always think like human, but she's not human. When the baby is crying means we need to give something. She is crying because her condition may be weak, but it doesn't mean we have to give her, feed her. No. So when she's active growing every 2-3 weeks, but when you see the growth is slow, then you reduce feeding or stop feeding at all. So you need to watch her. Okay? You need to watch her. You need to learn how she responds and if she really needs or not. It's better to wait than overdose. Okay? And always dilute. Never give her from the bottle. Always dilute. So she prefers light, regular, rather than strong doses.
After reporting, all we need to do is like just watering before we start feeding.
After reporting, we don't feed immediately. We wait 2-3 weeks.
So before that, in the spirit, we just water.
Yeah. Water, keeping temperature, humidity, airflow, lots of stuff to do. So we have organic options. We have diluted liquid seaweed extract, very mild, support root strength. We have homemade compost tea. I can give you, if you read our newsletters, there are lots of recipes for compost tea, banana tea, coconut tea. You can use it as a natural organic fertilizer, and not every day, but also every, let's say, 10 days, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Vermicompost, diluted liquid organic plant feed, neem cake powder. That's very good one. You can buy powder and you can just put the powder on the topsoil. When you water her, this nutrients will go down. Yeah. And banana powder, also we use it in our greenhouse. It's very good because banana has lots of potassium, phosphorus, magnesium less, but it's very good. How to do banana tea, coconut tea? We put them in the water waiting 2-3 days. And then we have to dilute it 50-50. That's it. That's all the recipe. Very simple. Everybody can do it. So once she has 3 months old, she's 3 months old, then she's actively growing. You can use specific nutrients carefully. The base fertility is NPK. NPK, what does it mean? N means nitrogen. P means phosphorus. And K means potassium. Yeah. Okay, so you can buy it. The one is here. We use it. Lack of basic nutrients effect is also on the on the leaf, it's not Tulsi, but I'm showing you also how it looks like if you don't deliver her balanced nutrients. NPK, basically, when you repot her in fresh water, fresh soil, I'm sorry, she doesn't need this because it's already in the soil. But after 2 to 3 weeks, because we water her very often, she start lacking it, she missing it, we need to deliver, right? Not much, a little, slowly, but she needs this. How to use it? Dilute, apply every 3-4 weeks after repotting. And also during active growth. Remember, we don't use it when she's weak. Yeah? And also very important, we never do it on the dry soil. So first we have to water her, not much, but little water, and then we can put the prepared water with the fertility, with the feed. Because too much nitrogen is large, soft leaves, weak stems, pest susceptibility. So we have to be careful. Even if it's organic, we have to be careful. Magnesium, we can find in Epsom salt, right? Easy. You have effect of lack of magnesium on the leaves above. Yellowing between veins and all on older leaves. Older leaves means lower leaves, because we have younger leaves on the top and older leaves. So this effect is on older leaves or lower leaves, right? Leaves pale, but veins remain green. So this is the effect. Magnesium is not enough, so we have to deliver magnesium. Half teaspoon per liter. Apply every 4-6 weeks. Easy, easy. You can come back to this later. Iron, I don't put many of this, but the most important. Yes.
Can we start doing these iron and magnesium
NPK?
right now onwards, or the wait for next month?
Yeah, basically we start from spring. We don't feed her during winter because the growth is slowed down. She actually doesn't take it. She's sleeping like bear during the winter. She doesn't need this actually. Yeah, when the spring starts, like middle of March, it's very soon, you can start doing this. Unless she's after repotting, then you need to wait 2-3 weeks. Yeah. So the same as iron. Iron problems often come from high soil pH, not lack of iron itself. So check pH frequently, because that means if she has lack of iron, you have the picture of lack of iron, yellowing on new leaves first, new leaves, not older. And veins remain green and top growth pale. So this is lack of iron. It comes very often from too high soil pH, right? The water with iron is red. And calcium. Lack of calcium picture looks like that. We can find it also very often with seaweed. Yeah? So you can use seaweed if you have. Seaweed has lots of calcium. But we cannot combine magnesium and calcium feed together. it's not good combination. You can stress her again. But calcium is important for strong stems and leaf structure. If she doesn't have enough calcium, then she will look like that. There are many different micronutrients I was talking about in the previous seminars, but we don't need this when you repot her. Basically, all of them in new, fresh soils. That's why it's important to repot her. Yeah. So seaweed extract contains trace minerals. Seaweed is used by many temples all over the world. Even some devotees recently from New Zealand even sent me message. What's wrong? I'm giving seaweed every day. Every day? Yeah. He didn't have time for seminar. Okay. How to apply? Always water soil lightly before feeding. We talked about this already. Apply diluted feed to moist soil. Avoid pouring on dry roots. Yeah. So that's why we have to water her first. And don't spray leaves with fertilizer. Never ever use any fertilizer on leaves. Okay? That's very important. Roots absorb better in already moist soil. So when you give her fertilizer and the root is dry, they will not absorb it properly. So we need to soak them a little bit, give them water, wait, yeah. And then that's the proper way. So how to recognize the feeding is working? Leaves slightly larger, healthy green color, not dark glossy forced green. Yeah. Steady branching, thicker central stem, and the growth should look balanced, not stretched. Yeah. Remember, we pinch her every 4-6 leaves. You will get bushy. Yeah. Otherwise, she will be leggy. Too long. Every 4-6 true leaf you pinch. You force her to have another 2 branches. In this way, you can have beautiful, bushy Tulsi. Recognize overfeeding. Overfeeding is also very important. You need to know if you did too much. Brown edges, very dark green soft leaves. She's not very dark green. If she's very dark green, something is not right. She is light green. Yeah? Rapid but weak elongate growths. And salt crust on soil, sometimes on the pot. This is also a sign of overfeeding. Too much acidic. What what we need to do, if this happens, is we need to flush soil gently with plain water for the next month. Yeah, if you see any signs of overfeeding, you need to give her only water. Just stop feeding. Sometimes it's not even dark green. Sometimes it's even purple. Very dark. So this is overfeeding 100% because this is not her natural color. Her natural color is like you see on the picture. What we have to avoid, chemical high nitrogen fertilizers. Chemical, that's why we choose organic. always. Strong manure solutions, feeding during heat stress. When it's heat, we don't feed her. Yeah, also another very important point. Feeding immediately after repotting. You already noticed. Feeding if plant is struggling. You already know. We don't feed her when she's struggling, stress, wilting, yellowing, edges brown. Stop feeding. She needs to be wealthy to get fed. Yeah? What is the ideal approach? Light, diluted, infrequent, applied to moist soil, adjusted based on plant response. Spring and summer, Tulsi grows best with modest nourishment, stable conditions rather than heavy feeding. She doesn't need heavy feeding. We repot her. She already has lots of nutrients. Yes? We just gentle support her. Just gentle, a little. When not to add extra nutrients. Again, when the soil was recently repotted into fresh compost, if plant is stressed from temperature or overwatering balance, even from the temperature, she doesn't have to be overfeeding to be stressed. She can get stress from temperature. We also don't feed her. Yeah? If leaves are curling from environmental issues, during heat waves, and during root recovery. Yeah? So many yellowing issues are watering or root temperature problems, not nutrients deficiency. Because the same effect, you can see yellow leaf. What is this? This could be overwatering, root temperature, or overfeeding. How to recognize? Most probably is overwatering and temperature. The least is nutrients, unless you give her a lot, which we don't do this, right? We're trying to give her a little, yes.
So when you see of leaves yellowing, is it best to take that approach like in a step? Check your watering first, then check the room temperature, then think
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
seeds rather than go
Yeah.
straight. You'll see.
Yellowing is also, this is the oldest leaves or lowest leaves. It's a natural process. It doesn't have to be a problem with overwatering. If you overwater, it's not a problem. It's easy to check with your meter, right? So you eliminate. Then root temperature, the same. If it's fine, it's not a problem. Deficiencies of the nutrients, you check when last time you gave her and she's still yellowing. Maybe it's just natural process. You don't have to panic. It's just natural process. Take yellow leaf and offer to Krishna. Right? Yes.
Quick question. Is soil humidity and soil moisture the same thing?
Soil moisture
Yes.
and
Soil humidity
humidity.
of the soil.
Humidity refers to air.
Okay, so you don't get humidity.
Humidity only refers to air. Moisture refers to soil, to material, to many different things. Humidity only to air. Yeah? All right. Safe feeding. This is a ready recipe for you. So NPK every 3-4 weeks, seaweed monthly, magnesium only if deficiency signs, iron if clear top yellowing is something wrong, but lowest, it's not a panicking. It's could be natural process, but if you have top yellowing, that means something is not right. Yeah? We always dilute and always feed with the moist soil. Yeah? If you remember this and you do this, you should not have any problem. And you have yellow leaves at the bottom, that means it's natural process. Doesn't have to be overwatering or any temperature problem. If you check every day with your meters, right? Watering. We check every time we water, we need to check the soil, right? We don't water because it's Wednesday, Tuesday, or Friday. We check first with the meter because one day it's warm outside, she will dry much faster. When it's cold, she doesn't need. When it's cold, she doesn't drink much. So you don't need to water because you always water on Wednesday. Yeah. You check and then you decide. And pot should feel lighter. You can even lift a pot and see if it's light or heavy. Yeah. Leaves may look slightly relaxed, but not limp. That is the time for watering. What type of water? The best is filtered water, removes chlorine and heavy minerals. Rainwater, I should say, not from the first rain, because it takes all contaminations from the air, especially in the city, maybe not in the countryside, but in the city. But yes, you can use it not from the first. Yeah. Tap water, someone told me that she doesn't water any other water, just tap water, but her tulsi doesn't look nice. If you don't use rainwater, you don't have filter water, at least you should left to stand for 24 hours. Why? Because the chlorine dissipate, right? The chlorine is we have lots of chlorine in the water, especially tap water. And it's acceptable if your area does not have very heavy, hard water. So you can buy strips and check your water in home. If it's very heavy, I don't know if this can help 24 hours even. So it's better not. I didn't put here plastic bottle water, but it's not also good. Why? Because this plastic water is very old. For some who already attended our seminars know that we don't use plastic bottle. It's 2-3 years old. And if the water stays in the bottle for 2-3 years, you can be sure it has microplastic inside, including all chemicals they use to clean the bottles before they put the water. Yeah. So if you really want to use the bottled water, use it from glass bottle, not plastic. Okay, if you don't have filter water or rainwater. But tap water, I won't recommend unless the water is not hard. But London water is very hard. I've already checked. It's terrible. What to do?
Filtered water, if we drink, we put for the powering it into plants. Drinking water, we filter it from the tap and get it filtered.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Yeah, filtered. Yeah, filtered water means you take from the tap and you filter. The best filters are how you call it? Reverse osmosis that we have in our greenhouse. Number 2 is any other filter that you change the filter inside. It's much better than plastic bottles. Yeah. And tap water, it's terrible. So just, it's not expensive. You can buy filter. Everybody now has filter. Because tap water has not only chlorine, but has lots of antibiotics, chemicals, heavy metals, aluminium. If someone drink this, you will be sick. What about plant? Very delicate plant. In my country, if someone offers you tap water, people get offended. Yeah. Originally from Poland. Very, I'm serious. You go to restaurants, you will never get tap water because sometimes they put free, yeah? Here.
Yeah.
You go to Poland to restaurant. Well, you will never get it. They will give you plastic bottle water, but never from tap water. Plastic is also bad. Yeah,
It looks nice.
it's better to go with your own water. Prabhupada would say restaurants, hotels, they are in a mood of ignorance. We avoid these places. If we cannot avoid, go with your own water. All right. Yeah, water is a problem and will be problem in the future for humans, for people. That's some people will do business because of the water, because it's very bad. So we have to avoid very cold water. Like I said, she doesn't like cold feet. She doesn't like cold water. Yeah. So the best is to keep room temperature water, even a little bit higher. So in winter, we put next to heating for the night if you're going to water her next day. In summer, there is not a problem because it's warm, right? But first we have to give her clean water. If you give her clean water, she will thrive, bloom. She will give you manjaris, beautiful leaves. She will be happy. Happy Tulsi means what? You will be happy. And your guru will be happy. And Guru Gauranga and Radha Krishna London Ishvara. So frequent use of distilled water without nutrients is also bad. If someone has distilled water machine, it's not also good because it is very good water because it's clean and removes everything. I mean, including nutrients. Yeah, so you can use this, but then you need to put some nutrients to the water. Yeah, because distilled water machine remove actually everything. It's just water. Just water. Zero nutrients. Exactly. They use it in hospitals, right? Distilled water. No, they use it for the cars, battery. Distilled water. What is the best time of day to water her? It's a morning, early evening, basically afternoon, and even early evening if soil not staying cold overnight. But we need to avoid late night heavy watering, right? Morning watering supports daytime transpiration. So it's always better because she transpired during the day. She transpired during the day. Yeah, so it's better to do it in the morning. Yes. Transpiration. She is losing her moisture through leaves and stems. Yeah. We should say dryness, but we don't use dryness. dryness process. We say transpiration. So we need to adjust temperature. We're talking about temperature to air temperature. Yeah, 2024 moderate watering. When the temperature of the air is 2024, we don't water her much. When it's 25-30, we check much often and we can give her more water, depends on the meters. Yeah, the meters are very supportive. We need to use them. When cool rainy periods, reduce watering, because when it's cold again, she doesn't drink much. That's why we don't need to water her much often, right? Watering frequency should match growth speed, not the schedule, weekly schedule. Okay? Airflow, good airflow increases drying rate. No airflow, soil stays wet longer. When it's heat wave, we have to check before watering. Balance humidity with ventilation, and stagnant condition increase root rot and mildew risk, even in summer. We have also signs of watering. This is the Tulsi with overwatering symptoms. Leaf soft, drooping downward, yellowing lower leaves, soil smells musty, fungus gnats and aphids present. This is overwatering. Overwatering